In this Inferno Face-It match, Donk's team decides to take B. They manage to kill both the B players without allowing for a single trade, and at this point, the round feels already won. But there's just one problem. This guy is already coughing. But how is that possible? How could an A player rotate all the way from brackets when the opening kill was literally just seconds ago? This confused me at first, but then I realized something. Zywoo started almost every round right here, in this cubby close brackets. From this position, he's able to hear anyone running up mid early round, which would also give him time to throw his incendiary grenade and play further back arch if he needed to. But after doing this every round, he was able to develop a better understanding of what the enemy team's intentions were based on the information he could hear, or more importantly, not here. When round 12 finally came around, he didn't hear anything mid and was suspicious a fast B play would happen. Because of this, he ran through CT to rotate. By the time the enemy team thought they secured the site, he was already there to swing the round back into his favor, and that's exactly what he did. This is just one example of a pro player doing something unique but extremely effective to beat players in their online matches. I have 14 more of these to show you, and I guarantee by the end of the video you would have learned something new that you can start doing today to turn those 11-13 losses into 13-11 wins. And if you do learn something, I ask that you give the video a like. This kind of content takes countless hours to create, and a like does go a very long way with helping the channel grow. Also, this year I've set a very ambitious goal of 50,000 subscribers. If you want to help me reach this goal and be updated whenever content like this comes out, you should consider subscribing. All right, with that out of the way, let's get started. Did you know there's instant monster smokes from each spawn on Overpass? Well, Brollan knows this. To explain these, I'm going to number the spawns so we can talk about them more clearly. The spawn just left of the X and closest to the truck is spawn number 1. Bottom left of the X and closest to the dumpster is spawn number 2. On the X is spawn 3. Spawn closest to the bank is spawn 4. And the spawn closest to dice we'll consider spawn 5. This is how Brollan throws spawn 1. Keep in mind everything that I'm about to show you is a simple left click jump throw. Spawn 1 is also shown a bit more clearly with a scout. And same is with spawn 2, which he lines up just above the window here. Spawn 5 he lines up here, but actually missed this one every time he threw it this game. Once I saw this and the fact that he didn't throw instants from the 2 other spawns, I decided that I would take it upon myself to quickly make these lineups. Spawn 3 is the trickiest, but all you have to do is follow this black line that runs up the windshield of the truck and just above the windshield jump throw. For the 4th spawn, all you have to do is aim at where the electricity pole and the wire intersect, then jump throw. And for spawn number 5, how I fixed Brollan smoke was by just simply aiming a bit higher in between the pole's bracket and the very top of the pole. The next one is from a pug that I watched of Shiro. Unlike how he usually plays for Team Spirit, that being a generally passive opper, that's just not how he approaches his Face-It games. Something I noticed was him literally starting somewhere else every single round. This is a really important concept for operators to understand, and I wanted to highlight this because if you start in the same position every round on CT, not only do you become super predictable, but even worse, very avoidable. With how Shiro plays, he makes running into his AWP crosshair almost unavoidable for the enemy team. This is definitely something I highly encourage any operator to do, just as long as you're using your microphone to tell your team what your intentions are. Before we move on to our next map, let's quickly talk about SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is an automated CS2 trading site. SkinsMonkey provides an instant way to get new skins. If you encounter any issues, there's a 24/7 live chat support. To find the perfect skin, there's a filter tool and a search bar to find exactly what you're looking for. If you use my promo code RyderDie, you can start trading on SkinsMonkey and earn up to $5 for free. Trade $100 worth of skins to make the most of it. But if you'd rather buy your skins, you can use my promo code RyderDie to earn a 35% deposit bonus. Thank you SkinsMonkey for sponsoring this video. Other than Zontix firmly embracing this CT through a smoke, what was most surprising about this demo was just how often he wanted to play Squeaky. And while he was playing Squeaky, just how often he found success doing so. Something that made him incredibly difficult to deal with was this lurk smoke that he threw from T-spawn. First thing he does is shoot out the windows, line up here outside of T-spawn, aim here, and simply jump throw. This is actually super annoying to grab because he has a white crosshair and it's a white building, and so I had to anyway. This smoke forces the CTs to play top hut so no one can sneak down vent. And if you manage to make it out squeaky like Zontix does this round, you can choose to lurk through the smoke to find a timing, or just simply sit vent and make an aggressive move mid-round. I strongly suggest you try this out in your next nuke game. A really simple trick that I want to share about Torzi's game on train is actually how he peeks Ivy. Every time he wanted to kill the Ivy player, he peeked from on top of the dumpster. There literally wasn't a time where he didn't do this, and he did this like 10 times and a half. This is what it looks like for the enemy opper holding the angle. Of course, good crosshair placement and counter strafing also plays a significant role in how good this peek was, but because he was on top of the dumpster, the operator's crosshair wasn't even near him and had no chance to even kill him. Oh, and he was also throwing these weird lineups in the clouds. I'm not too sure about these, to be honest, but he's doing it, so. A simple but effective HE that you can throw at the start of every ancient T-side round is the same one that Donk throws. All you have to do is line up outside elbow here, aim at the plants on the ground, and just jump throw. What this does is hit anyone running out of house to fight for mid. Something to keep in mind when throwing this though is the timing that the CTs are going to be leaving red, which is at approximately 1 minute and 48 seconds. And with the 2 best spawns to throw this nade on T side, it takes about 8 seconds to get there, which is perfect. But from the other spawns, it's a bit too late. Oh, and by the way, this is the same HE that Frozen throws. Speaking of Frozen, let's talk about what he's doing on Ancient. What I want to show you about Frozen is his insane trigger discipline. Nah, just kidding, that's not it. Other than throwing the same HE as Donk, Frozen is in love with spamming this wall and bucket. It was almost every T-side round where he started B that he did this. And even when he was playing CT side, he did the same thing. And what's insane is that it actually works for him a lot of the time. I know this is kind of a snoozer of a tip, but you should 100% copy these wallbang lineups and try them out in your own matches. You'll be surprised just how often you'll kill someone hiding behind pillar or in cubby. Or if you're a CT, how many times you'll kill someone on T side that's just hiding in bucket. Moving back to Mirage, we're looking at Bit playing Window in a game where he was duo queued with Mezii. Other than a time I saw him HE himself for 50 damage, the utility he was throwing was actually super interesting. I'll show these clips several times on screen so you can clip them, screenshot them, or whatever it is you want to do to copy them, but he has flash lineups for outside the smoke, Molotov lineups for boxes top mid, also outside of the smoke, and throws this HE every single time he wants to break the smoke. And when he does break the smoke, he almost always jumps on this wooden fixture in Window. Oh, and one more thing. On T side, he throws this instant top mid smoke. Not sure how useful this is, but he does it. So. Another really quick tip I saw was from Wonderful's demo on Nuke, and this is in regards to the off angles he decided to play. When he was holding B site post plant and was holding single, he decided to jump on Window in control. Another time on CT side, instead of playing Zywoo or lockers, he decided to jump on red crate outside of CT spawn. And a really slept on off angle that I realized catches a lot of CTs off guard is just asking for a teammate to boost you red when cross smokes are out. Try these out in your next matches. Now it's time for everyone's favorite player, Apex from Vitality. Apex in this Mirage demo is anchoring A. He throws some standard utility like Molly on ramp, supporting flashes mid, and things like that, but what I also saw him throw was this HE that lands deep ramp. However, what I really wanted to highlight was Apex playing this off angle towards triple. He played this angle a few times, and from the enemy's perspective, you can see just how strong this angle really is. Staying within Team Vitality, let's take a look at a Mezii demo that he played with Zywoo and Apex. Other than unironically throwing the Vitality smoke, Mezii also has an instant door smoke that he uses when he gets this spawn. All he does is aim his crosshair about here on the window and then W jump throw. Shifting gears back to train, Niko throws the same utility he does for T-Con, and that is a smoke he throws by aiming above this AC unit, and right before he bumps into the wall camera, he releases mouse 1. I also noticed Niko will usually hold onto his HE to either nade deep into T-Con or to break the camera smoke that the T's may have thrown. Now something else that's really interesting that I saw too is this HE that he throws into upper B. All he does is break this window and just lines up here and jump throws, which would have been insane if Mezii didn't steal his kill. Speaking of Mezii, let's take a look at a game where he was queued with Tesses on Dust 2. An interesting thing that Mezii did was throw this door's lurk smoke, which initially appears to be counterintuitive considering you're blocking vision off from your mid player, but he did this several times during the game. What this smoke does is extinguish this Molotov if thrown, block vision from the enemy team seeing anyone going to B or if anyone crossed into lower. Most rounds Mezii didn't really use this smoke, but whenever he did, he almost always caught players off guard with his aggression. Moving back to Inferno, I want to take a look at how Fame and Flit take Banana, which after I investigated a little bit is super effective, but they always do a few things to help them secure the space. If they don't have a teammate that smokes bottom Banana for them at the start of the round from CT spawn, they'll throw it themselves. Then with their Molotovs, they hardly ever use them to stop a rush. Instead, they molly barrels or broom to flush out any T's hiding, and then they both throw their nades, but when they throw their nades, they always throw them at the same time. Doing this maximizes their damage and also increases the probability of them finding a kill from their HEs. Then they usually just get aggressive and fight for the space. If done right, even players like Donk, which is the person they killed in this clip, will struggle to win this space. Speaking of having good teammates that will smoke bottom Banana for you, that's exactly what Spinx does in his Face It Pugs for his B teammates, and this is the lineup that he's using. But that's not the only thing I want to show you. He also tricks his teammates into run boosting onto site during retakes. Very sneaky, Spinx. Well, that's it for the 15 tricks. If you learned something, you should give the video a like. And also, before I end the video, I want to quickly shout out my Shiro AI for partnering with the channel. If you want to leg up in the skins trading community, you should check out their website. Link to that is in the description. Anyway, that's all I got. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. And if you want to help me reach 50,000 subscribers and see content like this in the future, be sure to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.